Episode 187. Warning, this show contains adult language, so viewer and listener discretion is advised. Welcome to another edition of Up and In It. I'm your host, Adrian Babashoff, and if you're new here, welcome as well. And if you're wondering what the show is about, it's entirely dedicated to improving quality of life for both people and planet through liberation and independence, moving you from surviving to thriving and living life raw. Today is episode 187, and flipping through my phone here, it looks like we're on April the 2nd. And I wanted the title of the show today is Tax Season Exposes Weakness. So this is the time of year, I've never experienced this before for myself, where my work is actually getting pretty slow. But through some hustle, I'm actually making things happen, and we're keeping the lights on, and we're bringing in more business. We got to hustle up though. I've never really had it though this slow before, but I find it very interesting. That's the inspiration for today. Is that it really hits me every year that we have tax season. Businesses, everything gets really, really slow. Why? Why is that? That's because our systems suck. That means that a lot of people weren't betting on spending this money that they had to pay the IRS back, and now they're broke. Or they're hit hard in some form or another. The majority of business slows down. Not all, but it does slow down, and that means that it's exposing that people do not have a good system in play. They don't know what they're doing with their money. They're not living life. They're not prepared, and they're not thinking about these things. And the stress, I think, is the biggest one of people, overexpending themselves and having like these. I think this is like a ghost expense, which I like to say throughout the life. This entire show. It's expenses you don't see happening, like the wear and tear on your tires. Your vehicle, roof leak, paint peel, termite damage, things like that. But I think that there's some that they're ignored expenses, and we should be saving. I think that's why the IRS does quarterlies for most people. I found it's the same. I just do mine once a year. I don't like to deal with all the bullshit, but I think that's why they do quarterly, so it doesn't quite hurt as much. So tax season, exposing the bad. What are we going to do about this? I think your business, we're going to talk about your personal life and your business. Your business needs to have a preparedness for slow times like this. My business, that's what I'd like to say here too, is yes, I'm not getting as nearly as many clients. I've never seen it this slow before, 2021, April 2nd. I'm not freaked out. I'm just concerned because I want to keep my ball rolling. And I want to invest some money this year and stuff, and I don't want to really sit home. I want to work and make as much money as I can possible. But I have reserves, so it doesn't really hurt me. It's just that I know that I want to play my deck. I want to be on top when the crash happens, if the crash happens, and I want to invest maybe in a house or something. I don't know yet, but I want to have that money in the bank. But having the least amount of stress because I have backup business money and personal money makes life go by a hell of a lot easier. So it never really occurs to me, oh, maybe I should slow down and not spend my money on fixing my vehicle or my home, other than I know how to fix most stuff myself anyways. But besides the point, groceries and things like, I'm never looking going, well, we should just start cutting back. There's a little part of me that looks and says, well, if we're going to have a deep recession, I'm going to wait till it hits. I'm stockpiled with money, extra food and water and things like that. So my family's really safe. But yeah, getting back on track here, as far as with your business, I think that's what this whole recession thing, I think exposed, this coronavirus thing, was that a lot of businesses who didn't own their land, right? Didn't own their restaurant or the places that they do business of. A lot of them that own the land, they actually came out really good in the 2008s from what I noticed. This year, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that the people who are not paying a rent for their business locations and stuff are going to do a hell of a lot better than those who are paying rent. So in either case, though, whether you own the land or not, you want to get a backup plan, emergency funds for your business. Treat your business like it's a person, because it is. And in fact, business is, I think, somewhere more important than us as individuals. This is the thing that generates money. So it should take special finessing and special care to make sure that business is going to stay alive, stay functioning, and be able to go through hard times. There's all kinds of hard stuff that can hit us at any time. Things that we can't think about. A small asteroid could hit the earth. There could be, this year in gardening, I noticed there's a complete infestation of aphids. And I don't know what's going on across the United States, different regions, but I can see a slowdown where, corn and soy and stuff like that, if the aphids are attacking them, could be a bad year. And that means that food prices are going to go up. So yeah, you need to keep keep emergency funds going on. I also think that having the working capital, so you have the emergency funds, and I guess this is kind of married into it. When things do open up, when you do get the jobs, you want to make sure that you have enough capital. I think in the lifetime of both personal and business, for me, there's a certain time, like it reminds me of you jumping out of an airplane, right? And there's a certain point where, I don't know if that's the best analogy, but there's basically a time to pull the trigger, pull the ripcord, right? Deploy the parachute to stop this, like when do we declare, we're in trouble? So I think when the working capital starts to wear down, and then you start to dip inside your reserves in your emergency business funds, that's when you need to start really working. But I think beyond that, don't wait for things to get better. I think that's the biggest thing I see in both personal and business, is a lot of people just say, well, what can I do? Let's just see if the economy gets better. Hell no. I want to talk briefly about what I'm doing. Yes, my business is slow. Am I freaked out? Again, no. But I want to keep the ball rolling, so I have to go from different angles. I'm searching on the internet, searching Google, for instance. This is a really good one for business for you guys. It's just go on Google and Google, painting contractor, roofing contractor, hamburgers, whatever it is that you're into, and see where it pops up. Who's ranking first? And it's not necessarily the business that's ranking first, although that could be something of interest to you, of people who are organically writing such things as what do you call those? Not essay, but like a paper. You know what I mean? Not a podcast. Oh my God, I hate when I can't get the words down. Basically they're writing a blog. There we go. Thank you, brain fog. They're writing a blog. They do a lot of these things. So the SEO on the search engine optimization of their business is doing really good. They'll show up on their own very, very close. I think the days of being number one is over. In fact, I do know it. It's all paid. But beyond doing organic stuff for your business, you want to start searching who's the companies, the digital marketing companies that are representing contractors, restaurants, whatever there is. Like in my industry, it's the construction industry. So we've got Google taking over a lot of things right now. And I was lazy for a while. Everything was automated. I didn't have to think about it till I got slow. A lot of Google is beating out a lot of the other competitions by placing us contractors in the first 3 rows on the first scroll of Google, right? It's just a matter of time. I think Google's going to take over everything, and why wouldn't they? So as you scroll down, you'll see such things as Yelp, Angie's List, Home Advisor in the construction industry, and I'm noticing where these people rank, and they rank differently throughout the day, right? Because it's all paid. So this is kind of where you want to keep looking, searching around, looking for things on Facebook. What are other businesses doing? Expand yourself on the internet. Basically, I think everything's coming from the internet as far as marketing and advertising for yourself, or even finding a job. So that's basically where I look at, where is the attention at, and what's being put in front of my face. Pretend that you're a customer, walk in their shoes and see what it is that that's being presented to them. I think on a lot of downtime as well. I don't know if I have that on here. Oh, where are we at? I don't think utilizing downtime. Downtime, if you don't have any work, this is the times where I've said on my show before, what I do is I'll clean out my vehicle, I'll sort through all my tools, get rid of garbage, basically start organizing yourself. So what I basically do for my business is, when times get slow like this, is a lot of things are automated. I spend the money on Google, which I have right now. I up my ante on Google to get first place. Now it's just a matter of waiting for the phone to ring. I've done everything, well, almost everything that I possibly can. But now, after I'm done placing all of my internet marketing strategies and everything going on, and I'm just sitting there, instead of twiddling your thumbs, go out there and check the air on your tires, do your oil changes, maintenance your computer, your storage, your everything. Utilize this time, and if you get done with that, start to sit and think about what it is and how you can perfect your business, how you can streamline it and make it better. For instance, for me, I have a template of all of my contracts for every single little portion of a job. There must be like 15 of these, right? So if there's a repair on a house that's say tile, I've got everything numbered accordingly, so really all I got to do is fill out the name and address, phone number, email, the date, the price, and literally that's it. I can fill out a form, a contract, within probably under like 3 minutes. So I have that for sales. If I want to pop it up on my phone, email it to myself, have the customer sign right then and there, or even if that wasn't the case and I went back to my office and I had like 15 contracts to do that day, I can get them all done within like a half an hour to an hour. So streamlining and trying to figure out things that you've got going there that can make things a lot faster for you. That's where we're more productive. I think some things too, as well as I use a stylus basically on my cell phone to have my contractors or my customers sign. But having that stylus ready, having a backup in case the customer drops it and breaks it, having physical pens to sign. There's nothing worse than you're ready to close a deal and you're looking for it on your pockets and in your briefcase and you can't find a pen. You're like, oh my God, embarrassing. What if you brought out a Crayola, you know? So yeah, try to utilize your downtime, and both in your personal time as well. If shit's hitting the fan, I think that you can utilize time in your home to organize things. That's exactly what I'm doing right now because there's not much to do. Cleaning up my house, doing some deep cleaning, and also doing like meal preps. Like, what can I do to save me time? So when work does come in full force and I'm tired, I come home. I don't want to sit there and just plan a whole entire meal. So what I'll do is I'll get such things as like frozen meatballs with spaghetti sauce and noodles, and I can mix everything all together in one, freeze these things, and then when it comes time to cook, I just throw it in my pressure cooker, and I can have a meal done within like 5-10 minutes. I have dinner all set up. You know, I've got an automatic shredder to make salads and things like that, so we're staying healthy. I've got a whole meal prep plan, and I organize my groceries. Listen to my stuttering. I'm a fucking dork over here. Get it together, son. Get it together. Anyways, so yeah, utilizing your downtime both in your personal and your business. Beyond personal savings, working capital, I think. Let's talk about that for the personal lifestyle there. Working capital just isn't for business. As we said, that's when clients, that I have, that I don't have, or I hear people say, yeah, tax time came and it really hurt. A lot of other businesses that I know too are saying, oh yeah, it always slows down. I haven't had it this way. That's why I'm tripping out. Christmas time, it slows down. Tax time, it slows down. All these different areas. So I've never had it, but what I'm looking at is these people who can't afford to fix things and they have to slow shit down. You need to keep that working capital going. This is fucking ridiculous, really. We're in April. We do get some rains here in Sunnyside, California. San Diego is where I'm located at. And can you imagine having your roof leaking, causing mold and damage in your house, and you didn't save the money for it? Your tire, let's talk about worse. You can live with a leaky plumbing or something like that. You can get by. But let's just say your tire exploded or something, or you didn't change your oil, your motor froze, or something bad happened to your car and you ain't got the money to fix it, you're fucked. If you're not able to wake up in the morning and get to work, and you got no side plan because you had to pay taxes, you're screwing yourself. So basically, guys, that's what I'm looking at. This whole tax thing is opened up and exposed the weakness and the unforeseen, the unplanned for, unpreparedness of the majority of people. So the majority of people, as statistics say, most Americans, like 7 out of 10, like I guess you would say 3/4, more than half, barely have a few $1,000, like $2,000-$3,000 in the bank. Basically, I think what they're saying is like enough for like a month's supply of emergency funds, and that's it. Guys, we can't keep living like this. The price of everything's rising right now. Inflation's coming after us. We may hit the Great Reset. I definitely think we're in a recession, and those people are suffering because they didn't plan ahead. Take the time now to plan ahead so that you don't have these things, right? Go for a walk on the beach, like I did this morning. Have time to exercise and release your mind and relax and stop stressing so much, because this is a vicious circle, a vicious wheel that we'll be staying on like hamsters, like rats, until we get smart enough to go, hey, we've got to beat the system. We've got to do something different. And that's what I've done for my life, and that's what I want for you guys, so you're not dealing with this kind of bullshit. So that's the show, guys. I hope you liked it. I really need your guys' help, guys. The algorithms are not really working in my favor here. If you guys want to keep hearing the show, I need people to review me or subscribe or whatever platform you listen to this, please help me out to get this show going. If you like this sort of thing, it's Up and In It on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and anywhere where you can hear the podcast. As I always say, guys, go out there to have yourself a near-life experience. Don't lose your muchness. Carry on the fire. Human up. Live it, love it, own it. And bone it, my friends.